I can zoom in to look at her.
I can rotate.
Find this online.
I'm rotating.
I found it
Look
online.
at me.
Hey yo!
Whoa!
Look at him go!
I want to walk over to her.
He's really drunk.
So, I'm Carter. I'm playing Monterey Jack, the Herringon Paladin. Basically, short story is I am hunting down the worshippers of Vishaba, even though I am her chosen champion, because they're worshipping her incorrectly. So basically, I'm a serial killer hunting down nuns and priests and murdering them in hopes to find my long-lost girlfriend and child.
Goddamn.
Should I?
Got him.
And his name's Monterey Jack.
Stop.
Monterey Jack!
Okay, I'm Dirk.
Yep.
I was the town witch, and then I accidentally killed the priest's kid, and they tried to burn me at the stake, but my evil fire spirit demon friend saved me, and now we're stuck together on this western expedition.
Okay, now Snappy, quick introduction.
Everybody, my name is Snappy. I'm sorry to be a little bit slow to get here. The reason for that, of course, is that I'm pretty drunk. I'm also a turtle, and I have 44 brothers and sisters, all of whom have been scattered across the land because of hate crimes against us. Because it was a hate crime because I killed the sheriff of my town, and the town was mad. So I guess it was actually more consequences for my actions than it was a hate crime. But in any case, I'm wandering the land looking for my brothers and sisters and a place to call home. And I'm also a doctor. Well, not anymore. My medical license was taken away when, again, I killed that guy. But other than that, I'm a pretty cool dude.
If you have to say you're cool, that means you're not cool.
So, for context, our story takes place in Scorch Coast, a desert in Venuri that many believe to be cursed. After the war, things never really felt the same, and strange, horrific creatures seem to appear from the depths. In the middle of the desert, 3 travelers' paths cross, and their decisions will shape the world as we know it. We see the travelers in the market of a small town, unaware of what's to come or of each other. You are currently all in this town. So you've all made it to this town. This town is really far away from any of the other major settlements. It's a very, very small town. Very old. And you guys are specifically in the town, in the market. What would you be individually in the market for? What kinds of things would you guys be in a small town like this looking for items?
It's a great question. Dirk?
That is a great question. Snappy.
Well, that sure is a great question. Snappy, wait. All right, well, I guess what old Snappy's looking for? I guess I'm wandering around. I'm looking for definitely liquor. I'm bone dry right now.
Young Monterey would definitely be probably in a saloon, if there is one, in the market, hunting for information.
Okay, and Dirk?
I've been on the road for days, so I'm basically just looking for provisions. I need food and bullets.
Perfect. So that's why you guys are all in the market. As Snappy is out here looking for some herbs, talking just way too slow for the shopkeeper's patience. And
resent that remark.
Monterey is talking with one seller, trying to find out, if he can get some religious belongings. As Monterey is talking to this woman, this rabbit woman walks by and sees him. And she points at him and she says, "You! I know what you did! You're a monster! I can't believe you ate my baby! You're the demon-eating baby slayer! How dare you!" And she's just like shouting like just nonsense at you. Just like,
lady, I have no idea what you're talking about.
"I saw you last night! You ate my baby! I watched it! You climbed in through the window! You pulled my poor little Isabel out the window! And I watched as you just ate her whole." And at this point, everyone in the market is like, what the fuck is going on?
She's a rabbit folk as well.
Yeah.
Can I like do like a check to see if she's telling the truth?
You can do insight.
An insight check? Okay.
Honestly,
Nat 1.
even with a nat 1, this woman just seems hysterical. She doesn't...
Okay.
She's
just fucking off her gourd.
She's off her gourd.
I'm gonna. Can I enter?
Sure.
Can I walk up and address the woman
Yeah.
and just say, "Tell us exactly what you saw."
I went into Isabel's room to tuck her in before bed, and I saw her window open. And I was watching as these furry paws grabbed my little Isabel from her bed, and I ran outside and I saw just this monster that looked just like him. And she's pointing at you with the horns and the ears and the eyes, and he was staring at me as he ate her. He ate her whole. And she just is like crying.
I'm wearing gloves, and
Okay, OJ.
part of my character description is that the fur on the entirety of my left arm has
Yeah.
been burnt off.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna look at her, and I'm gonna look at her, and I'm gonna say, "You're talking about furry paws," and I take off my glove, and you
Yeah.
can see that like the fur is not, it's like barely furry. It's just like patchy fur on my paw. I'm like, "Do these hands look like the hands that took your child?"
And she's like looking and she's pausing for a second and she's like, "Oh, every other part of you looks the same. Every part, your hair, your shoes, your outfit. I don't... Come to think of it, that rabbit's foot you have, there wasn't a rabbit's foot. I would have remembered something like that." And she's just like standing there like with her like hands in her head, like her head in her hands, and she's just like trying to process what's happening.
I would just like to say that you appear to be changing your opinion in the face of new information, which is something that a lot of people cannot do. It takes a big person to understand that they were wrong, so I applaud you, miss. Most of the people that I try to vaccinate do not do that.
I want to like see if there's any unsettling characters about.
Okay, so are you gonna do a perception check?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a perception check. It's a unnatural 19.
You see some people, but like for the most part, like
Well,
everyone just looks like they're just hanging out there. You know, there's a couple people leaning against a barrel. One of them's like got wheat in their mouth. It's very cliche. But you do see one thing. You see a woman with a cowboy hat, much like yourself, leaning against a wall nearby, listening to this conversation. And you can see that she's looking right at you, and she doesn't look happy.
Oh, there she is. Oh, she's hot.
All right.
And who might you be, looking at us with that scowly expression?
Well, I'll have you know I'm the sheriff of this town.
And your name is?
Lady.
Well, nice to meet you, lady. I'm Monterey Jack.
Yeah, I can't say I have the pleasure. I need to figure some stuff out first. I've been watching what's happening here. Young Beth, she's a sweetheart. I believe her when she says she saw someone like you eat her baby. We've been looking at this case since the first thing this morning.
Make your pulse
It's just
rise?
mighty strange that you're here now.
Well, I'll just have you know, I just got to this town here. Got in this morning. And I would love to help you solve this case.
I don't know if I think that might be a conflict of interest. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let you go about whatever it is that you're doing. But you're never gonna be that far out of my sight. Okay.
Like how Dirk just keeps moving your character and hiding him.
Can you imagine
waiting.
if Dirk never joins the party? Like it's just
He
we
just
play this whole
spies on them the
campaign.
whole time.
All right, Jack, you gotta have some sensitivity. All right, you gotta understand this woman's child is dead, horribly murdered and eaten, and that's absolutely a fact, and there's no doubt about it. All right, this woman right here, 3 inches away from my face, has a dead child, and you have to be sensitive.
She starts sobbing.
Look what you did.
Ah,
Hi,
I have
Danny.
-1 charisma, by the way.
is there anybody here that could?
No!
Anybody have? Did you just?
Fuck.
Did
What was
you
that?
just? I looked directly at Dirk. I see you there.
We'll help you.
Wheel. Alright. And your name is
Dark!
Dirk?
So then what's your guys' plan of attack?
I want to go talk to Lady again, and I want to persuade her to let us join. How can we gain your trust, Sheriff Lady?
You could always help out some of the folks around town. Maybe if you, you get a good recommendation from them, then I'll consider it. But, no cutting corners. These are good people here.
My lady,
It's just Lady.
is your excuse me for my transgression, lady. May I ask if your town has a doctor?
We got a fella who helps us. He doesn't have a medical license, but he gets the job done.
Oh, is he in need of a little bit of healthy competition?
I mean, I don't think so. He keeps to himself mostly. I don't think he cares much about things like competition.
Oh, Snap, you better pay this man a visit.
Okay, so you guys have arrived at Grank's house. What do you do?
I do know a good medical practitioner when I see one. Isn't that right, old Grank?
You have not knocked on the door.
Sorry, I'm just warming up for the
He's
impending
inside.
conversation. My hand to knock, and I knock 3 times very slowly.
As you're knocking, you hear from inside just kind of like miscellaneous skittering and like flipping. You hear like something like sounds like something metal like crash, and then you hear like a oh fuck, and then someone comes up to the door and they go, who's there? I don't want any Girl Scout cookies.
I'm surprised that that's where your mind went first, given the 3 middle-aged men that you see before you.
I have not opened my door. Which men do you speak of?
I assumed you had a little hole-looking thing to look through. I apologize. I speak of us 3 men. 3 brave souls here to help out the town, one of whom is a medical practitioner and a bit of a fan of yours, old Grank.
All right. And he opens the door and you just hear like creak.
saw fit to make ourselves pillars of this community, try to uphold the good in this town so that we may decipher the evil that looms over it. Now, old Grank, is there anything that you know about the weird shit that's been going on?
There's something going on, and I feel like I'm close to figuring it out. But something's missing. Maybe you two could help. And he's not looking at Dirk, because Dirk is only looking forward.
I go further into a corner and don't say anything.
I need you to do a head count. I need you to go around town. I got the names of everyone in the town. But there's some blank spaces. I want you to take this, and he like rips out the sheets and he hands them to you, and there's like 30 names on it. The town's not very big. I want you to go around and see if you can't find evidence someone has gone missing.
Thank you very much for your time, old Grink.
Problem.
Let's count some heads, boys.
What is this place that I'm at in front of right here?
It's the little brewing area.
I want to pop in really briefly and ask for the people's names.
When you open the door, the smell of beer and ale and alcohol wafts out the door, and Snappy is walking this way and then quickly changes direction.
I just want to walk in and be like, we're doing a head count for the town, and we just need to get your names.
You see a woman at the back, and she's leaning over a barrel. She says, well, my name's Jenny.
Are you the only one who works here?
Oh, you know, sometimes Gracie works here, but she's not in today. There is a bear behind the counter. He's, oh, nice, nat 20. He's doing, bartending, bear tending things.
I walk in and I go, all right, fellas, we've gone everybody else. We gotta talk to these folks over here, these ruffians over here at this table. I'm gonna walk over to them. Hello, gentlemen.
Hi, Enos.
Now, don't you ever talk to me like that again.
Old Snappy's got off to a bad start with y'all, and wouldn't want to start a fight.
Oh, you're looking to start a fight, eh? And then the other one's like, yeah, I think they're looking to start a fight.
Gentlemen, people have gone missing, and we need to figure out who is gone and who is not.
And how is that any of our problems? We're just trying to have a drink.
It seems that I still have to get your fucking names. I want to look at the bartender, and I want to look at him, and I'm gonna call out, and I'm gonna say, hey, barkeep, looks like there might be a little tussle on your hands here. Do you mind?
What happens in the saloon ain't none of my business. And he turns around.
I'm surprised to hear you say that. You work here. May I have a Negroni when you get a chance?
He turns back around and he goes, now a Negroni? That is my business. Come on up, sir.
All right, I'm coming. I'm
gonna go in the middle of the fucking fight.
I'm gonna start combat over here, drinking my Negroni. If any one of you makes me spill my Negroni during this fight, I will lose my turtle shit.
Okay, so he's going to get up on the table and walk over to Snappy. And he's gonna snarl. And he's gonna say, you picked the wrong day to fuck with me. And he's gonna try and bite you. And just stares.
I deflect his teeth with my shell.
He whimpers slightly.
So I'm gonna attack. Does a 24 hit?
It does, yeah.
Okay. I'm looking to catch his ankle with it.
Okay.
So a 6.
Okay, so
I'm gonna knock him down.
I would say with like a 24, that seems pretty reasonable.
I'll just, from right here, I'm gonna cast Word of Radiance. And the way that I cast my spells is I have a little revolver on my hip. I never actually use it as an actual weapon, but I use it to I fire spells out of it. I'm gonna take the revolver off my hip, and I'm just gonna fire up into the air, and it just is gonna fire some like sparks of light up into the air, which go up into the air for a second, and then start raining down on the guys in front of me. So one of them, it looks like, definitely succeeded, and the other one failed. So the one who failed is gonna take 2d6.
So the one that failed was the 14.
Yeah, and he takes 6 damage.
This guy's gonna run over here. He's gonna say to Lady, "Come on, why are you letting this happen? We're just trying to have a drink, and these guys come up, they start roughing us around. We're just some pals having a good time. Lady, come on, why are you letting this happen?" Well, this has been entertaining. Y'all are probably right. I wouldn't look good on me if I had some more shooting wounds on my shift. I don't think the deputy would be too happy about that. And Lady says, "Wrap it up, boys." They all gather together, and they say, "Well, it's sorry. It's sorry. It's too bad this happened. I'm sorry, Lady. I'm sorry, Jeff, and I'm sorry, travelers. I think it's best if we be going so that you can carry on with your whatever it is that you're doing."
Bum, 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 bum.
You hear more like, where did I put that? Oh, muttering and Paige is flipping, and then you hear him at the door. "Who is it?"
Old Grank, it is
Here's a list. Only 2 people unaccounted for. The baby Isabel and someone named Gracie.
Gracie, yeah, I know Gracie. She's a bit of a slacker, that one.
Rank, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Now that we've given you this list, what are the next steps here?
Did you find anything out while you were out?
It does seem like there's too much space in this town for the amount of people that are here.
That does seem to be in line with what I was kind of expecting. And then he goes to his little medicine cabinet, and you just hear like clink, 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 clink. And he starts like pouring and mixing stuff, and he's got his little mortar and pestle, and he's just like and you see like smoke, and you just like see him working away, and he comes out with like this one like green flask, and he says, "So, I tried this concoction on myself, and it didn't do anything. But if my suspicion's correct, it wouldn't. I think maybe there's something affecting the residents of this town. And you all aren't residents. Would any of you be willing to try this to see what would happen? Theoretically, it would allow you to see my memories."
Snappy, I know you would love to drink this, but since our dear old friend Dirk here can recite things verbatim,
Aw, hell. Alright.
hold open Dirk's mouth and I pour it in.
Oh,
that was quiet. You didn't collect any sort of medical consent for that action. That's the kind of thing you'd lose your medical license for.
Okay, so this should take effect in about 30 seconds. You'll be able to see the last month of my life. It will happen very quickly. You've seen everyone in this town. If there are people in my memories who you did not see today, and who do not seem like travelers. Please keep them in mind. And as he says this to you, you like, your vision like goes black.
Ooh.
And then you feel kind of like you're being like transported. Like you're sitting still, but it feels like you're moving backwards. And it gets foggy, and all of a sudden, bam, you're in the town. It's daylight. And you're standing in one place as it feels like time is just like fast forwarding around you.
Okay.
And you can see like the days are changing. And it's as the days are changing, you're seeing like at the very beginning, there seems to be a lot more people. You're like keeping an eye out. Like the merchants have assistants, and there's a few more people coming in and out of the ale shop, and the saloon is bustling.
Okay.
And then you kind of go zoop, and then your head's like spinning, and like you have like some mild tinnitus as you kind of shake your head, and you're looking at the three of them.
More people.
What do we do with this information? Tell the sheriff?
I mean, yes, telling lady would probably be a good idea. Maybe it would be hard to find what we're looking for in the town. Maybe y'all should check at the outskirts and see if there's anything fishy.
Dirk, can I go? Can you relay what? Can you relay the conversation?
I relay it verbatim.
Dirk is literally just a fucking tape recorder for us.
Yeah, for real.
She looks like a little bit bewildered by this event. And she goes, oh my, I mean, yeah, you could take a look at the church. Be careful though, like, no one's been in there a long time. It's fallen apart. We had an inspector come at one point, and he said it was not safe. I'll stay here, and if you don't come back, I mean, I guess I'll send a search party.
Ominous that you're already planning that.
As you approach the church, I'm gonna need you guys to make perception checks. Monterey, Jack, and Dirk. As you approach the steps, you see this shadowy figure run, like, and you can see its shadow, like, just at the edge of the light. And its shadow looks a lot like yours, Monterey. And it runs into the church.
Snappy, sir.
Indeed.
May you light up the way.
I shall.
In front of you, you see you.
Who are you?
And
What are you doing with my body?
You just see, like, the eyes are glowing very, very, very red.
I cock my gun at it, and I go, tell me what you're doing here.
It does not speak. It kind of just shrieks a little bit, like a...
Perhaps an Arcana check. Allow me.
Good thing I'm -1 for those.
Snappy rolled a 23.
Ooh.
Snappy knows what the fuck is happening. This
Hold
is...
on, I know what the fuck is happening.
This is none other than a case of a doppelganger.
Oh my god, did I call it or did I call it?
And before your eyes, his skin like peels off, and you see this figure
Okay.
Oh.
in front of you, and its eyes are glowing, and it's shrieking. And on that is where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Oh, I wanted to
My God.
shit.
We'll destroy you when we come back next week.
I made it
On
daytime, but it's not actually.
As the
anyway.
bell tolls.